Yeah, it almost seems a bit more lighthearted, though, than SCP, which is I've always kind of associated with this fear of just unending melancholy and just depression. This feels a little bit more like there's some hope. But maybe it's just because these well, the main two characters we've been talking to are a bit charismatic. Right, so... Oh, I don't have access to anything other than outfits yet. I have tactical response gear. I don't know, what do you guys prefer? Civilian or that? I'm kind of fine with either one. Her hair is more, stuck together on that one. Tactical. It's fine. We can change back any point anyway, so... It's all just cosmetic. The weapon mods are the only thing that change. Well, weapon and character mods change things.
I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it.
Chill.
Emily, let's talk.
Of course.
Emily needs a blunt. I can't seem to reach this document yet. Oh, there it is. It's a very particular spot to click on. Where did that go? That's one dangerous thing, is if you miss where your new file went. Might be tricky to find again. Is it correspondence? Oh, initial impressions. Where was that? Under records? No? Oh, they put it under his research. I thought this was just where all the character cards went. So analysis of his threat, part 1. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade and corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jessie Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she's already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on his corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work to be done. Would be interesting if it doesn't actually kill them, but it, like, changes their form, and maybe they become intangible or something. But no reason to believe that's the case yet.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible.
Hey, Mir.
What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
The thing on her chest is an HRA.
Jessie, look, with no prep, no training, in this
It releases a frequency that seems to stop the Hiss.
Phenomenally well. And all that and the Hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If
okay.
this, We could find out something that would help us.
Tests. I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself. Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
Yeah, more oppressive architecture. I love it. Yeah, I believe there's a reason for her dialogue seeming a bit fourth wall breaking. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm leaning in that direction in my head. I actually am appreciating this way more the second time seeing it through. There was a lot of stuff going by kind of fast, and now I feel like I know enough about the story that I can kind of get everything they're saying. God, that's such a cool image. Okay, now we've unlocked mods and upgrades. Yay. Well, so
Hi,
she's
Jesse.
speaking to herself in a way, but she's also not. Again, we haven't revealed this in the story yet, but that, like, crystalline thing she keeps seeing that's kind of on the screen is this... I don't know if it's a parasite or an alien or what, but she calls it Polaris, and it seems to be what guided her to the building, because normally you're not able to find it. So there's other things in play that we're not contextualizing just yet. Okay, we've already read all of this.
Thanks,
Is this
Emily.
game good? Yes, I really like
I'll
it.
have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
I don't know the full scope of it yet, but having played like 5 hours into it yesterday and then playing through it again
You
today,
hear that? Someone's singing.
I fully appreciate it.
Where's coming from?
It's really good. My theory is what's guiding her is literally you. I wouldn't put it past them, but also that seems almost a little too easy. Like, writing-wise. I kind of hope that's not the answer, but if it is, then, you know, hats off, you got it.
Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
What is that melody?
I heard the hiss attack.
I know what it is.
Brings up a lot of new questions.
Chat, do you know what the singing is?
Coordinating? What about the plant attracted them?
The power plant is largely confidential. No use guessing.
Alright, so our very first skill tree abilities, we definitely need health. So that leaves me with 3. And I use launch so frequently that I'm going to get that as well. I think last time I did 2 upgrades to launch. How about I just get everything? Just get 1. I will get all my upgrades, and that gives me an additional weapon form slot.
His motives if we don't even know.
And weapon forms are what we spend these synthesis materials that I've been collecting on. So we now have the ability to unlock the shatter form for the weapon, which comes with 1 mod slot. We can also upgrade our own personal mods if we so choose. I'd rather find some better ones to start from rather than upgrading these anyway. There's actually like loot rarities to them, which is kind of fun if you're into that kind of thing, which I am.
What do you mean? It has to be fusion reactor.
Yeah, the sound design is fantastic, I agree. And we're going to use, let's see, projectiles fired, damage against enemy armor, projectiles spread. Yeah, let's keep the projectiles a bit tighter. And none of these are better than what I have already, so good enough. We can now track missions, which Directorial Override is our only mission, so that's automatically tracked. But we can't do board countermeasures still. We'll get that, I think, after this mission. Nope, this isn't on Steam, unfortunately, for a year. It's exclusive to Epic Store. But it is also available on consoles, though. And I would absolutely give it my endorsement. If you find this interesting, easy recommendation. So we can only go to the maintenance sector right now.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
I found the loading times actually quite reasonable as well. I don't even have this on an SSD. I have it on just a regular mechanical hard drive. There's not very many loading times. It's pretty seamless.
The maintenance sector is the janitor domain. If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override. Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ahti. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ahti guiding me too?
Does seem that way, actually, yeah. Yeah, I forget, was the elevator there in that hallway when I did that loop? Or maybe he did make it up here, I don't remember. I just love the lighting, too. There's so many good positives to this game. The suspense, the visual design, the sound design. I mean, the gameplay is fairly simple. It's not really anything too crazy, but it's satisfying.
In the control room. How do we get there?
And the story's so compelling, I just want to keep playing it. I mean, it's not very often that I would volunteer to start over a game I just played 5 hours of literally yesterday. It has to be quite compelling for me to want to do that. So that's my shatter option. It kicks ass. And we're clear. So I can only hold 2 different weapon forms at a time. Unfortunately, I kind of wish that wasn't the case, but, you know, so be it. And I just hit F to swap between them like that. You can see the iron sight pops up at the end for the regular pistol, and then it flips into, like, a line gun, like from, I want to say Dead Cells, Dead Space, when we have the shotgun equipped. And what new weapon mod did I just get? Oh, damage after a kill. I like that. 36%. Yeah, I mean, we're almost always going to be killing multiple things in a row, so I'll take it. Yeah, that's all good, SCP. I have no, you know, ill will toward anyone that feels that way. Personally, I just really quite like the game, so, you know, up to you guys how you feel, though. So let's see, we've got Blackrock Quarry, Ventilation Janitor's Office this way. I want to keep things good vibes only as much as possible in here for now. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of stow any epic discussions if possible, other than just saying, you know, I respect your decision either way. We do have a map, actually, although it's a fairly minimal one. I'll show you after this firefight's done. So yeah, we can kind of see vague structures, but the majority of it is blacked out, and, you know, that we can't really look closer than that at the moment. I don't know, maybe that changes later. Oh, didn't think there's another one right there. Ritual Impulse. Ah! The hell? Oh, bad moves. Haha, I totally didn't go through the door. I earned that. Well, that was probably the most spectacularly stupid thing I've done so far. Yeah, so mind the door frame if you're going to throw an explosive gas canister. Alright. Learn from your mistakes, folks. I do kind of wish that the handgun, like the regular one, felt a bit more beefy when you fired it. Considering it's like this special, like, alien tech. Try this again. But yeah, it's not so bad. The shotgun version definitely feels better. Oh yeah, I haven't even thought about modding the game. That could be totally valid, actually. As far as mods go, you know, altering recoil and sound effects, usually not crazy hard to do if the game has that code available to access. Not sure how modding things off of Epic Store, how functional that is. Let's see, so we want to go to the janitor's office, which I think is not in this direction, actually. See if my memory serves me properly. I know there's one more room past, but I know we have to get out there later anyway. Janitor's office. Oh, no, it is that way. I followed the sign. Look for more signs. Oh, we can't go this way. There's, like, radiation or some weird crap in there, and it does not seem to sit well with our character. No, I guess it is straight ahead. My bad. I got turned around.
What's down that way?
Creepy blinking red light. That's the janitor's office. But before we go to the janitor's office, I should mention again, if anybody is wondering about, like, how this is functioning. Oh, yeah, sure. Mary Chase. The FPS has been totally fine for me the entire time, even yesterday. The only reason I had to reconfigure things was because OBS wasn't picking it up properly. But with all the settings completely maxed out, the game was actually running totally fine for me. That being said, I do have a crazy expensive graphics card and stuff, so, like, it should. One would hope it would. But ray tracing and all, everything was totally smooth. I love this. Classic Threshold kids. Watch for the weird pregnant pauses as they speak. It's really awkward. Green is not a very creative color.
What are you trying? I'm trying drawing the pyramid.
Thank you, Moira.
The pyramid.
What's a pyramid?
The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane.
Airplane?
Astral plane. It's big, white, and empty. Or is it? It's a weird, crazy alien dimension. The white goes on forever. You can get lost in all that white.
Love the random modem.
Never find your way back home.
I miss my home.
I hope there's more of this show. I want to see other episodes. Does anyone that's played ahead know if there's more of that? I would guess there's probably a couple. Oh wow, look at that. It's a very well modeled cutter. Paper cutter. Spin at least 2 at the point you're at. Oh, I missed one? No, I missed one. Well, I could probably backtrack to it wherever it is. Thankfully, the game doesn't seem to... Sorry. Bright light there. Hey, a dart. Darts screech and my desires. Boy, it would sure be a shame if I went to pick up that Queen of Hearts and something happened. Actually, I tricked it. Threshold Remnant. That seems important. What? Oh. I thought I somehow avoided it.
Ugh, this place makes me nauseous.
I don't know, I kind of like it, actually. It's, architectural peristalsis. Just think of yourself as bodily waste.
An object of power. How do you think it got down here? A carousel horse.
Like, seriously, have you ever seen a game that's more the stuff I like in one place? It's got everything I like. Look at that fucking horse. I touch the horse. So the nice thing about coming down here is I just learned how to air dash. Stupid me, the first time I did this, didn't understand that that button prompt was there. Air dash is control, that's a bit weird. Oh, you can rebind it. I got used to it, like, almost immediately. Ah, except I screwed up. I still want to figure out why the glossiness of these blocks doesn't seem right anymore. Like, what about me changing to full screen would have made that happen? So I wonder if there's any secrets in this area. Probably not. But, you know, I thought the same about Super Mario Odyssey in certain places. Oh, I guess he's not accessible from here. Oh yeah, this is a gold man. Didn't you dial back RTX yesterday? No, I put it all back. Oh my god. I didn't look at the ground again. I need Operation Ground then Pound. The controls are actually fairly intuitive. I don't know how I'm screwing this up. I was just so interested in looking at Goldman. Oh yeah, he looks way less glossy as well. Something definitely is off about the lighting now. Anyway, you can't hurt them. That's what they're trying to say. Oh, is it maybe it's the DLSS? Dulled it down? I mean, it's a little better, but DLSS is like the AI-assisted FPS management thing. Effects, yeah, so it actually lowers the display resolution, even though I'm rendering it at 1920 by 1080. But yeah, everything else is set to high and ultra, so I don't know. Doesn't let me turn MSAA back up for some reason. Oh, I guess because full screen. Yeah, okay. Well, I won't worry about it. Your mileage may vary while streaming, I suppose. Jesus. Last time I just ran through all that, nobody did anything.
Let's see the hiss keep up with me now.
Screen space reflections aren't really a thing because of RTX. Because of the nature of how ray tracing works. It's like... So screen space reflections are kind of trying to make a mock version of actual reflections based on things that are visible to the player via their FOV. But when you have ray tracing on, rather than spoofing the light like that, it's actually modeling the real diffusion and refraction of the way the light would travel. So there's no need to spoof it anymore because you've got the real deal. If that makes sense. I did say I was going to explain ray tracing better before, and then I kind of didn't. But if you have questions, feel free. Yeah, that's right, what 9Hz said. Okay, cool cutscene with the janitor coming up. These are some of the best. He says lots of cool stuff here, too. Very, like, Finnish idioms kind of stuff.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saatana.
Oh,
It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ati here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ati. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, yes. Easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah. You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not the yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant. Very well. I'll hit the facts on the table. Mä kyllä sanon perkele suoraan, that this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this. Fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow.
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back. That's great. Thank you, Ati.